number 11. This is a candy cloth. So we're going to make a classic peppermint candy. We're going to use white and red and of course our regular crochet tools, our crochet hook, yarn needle, scissors. I'm going to start with a magic loop. And I'm going to chain one to secure that. And then I'm going to work one single crochet, but I'm only going to work it this much. I'm not going to pull through and complete that stitch. I'm going to use red to do that. So let me add on my red and complete that stitch with red, and then we're going to alternate doing this with white and red. We're going to alternate white and red for 10 single crochets. So this is 2. We're going to pull up a loop of red, and then we're going to complete that stitch with the white. So drop your red, pick up white, complete the stitch. Alright, the same thing for that. For the white, we're going to pick up a loop, and then we're going to complete it with red. Okay, so that's 3. Now with red, it's 4. Now with white, this is 5. All right, pick up your red. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And you should end with red. Red will be 10. And we're going to join with a slip stitch just to the beginning single crochet. Pull the tail and close up that hole. Okay, there is the beginning of our peppermint. The second row is going to be an increase row. So when we're not using a color, we're going to carry it. So of course the first color that we have to work with here is the white. So I'm going to chain 1, and in this first stitch I'm going to work I'm going to work 1 single crochet and then pull up a loop. Alright, drop the white just a minute and pick up your red. Remember, we're carrying the white when we're using the red and carrying red when we're using white. So we're going to just complete that stitch with red, and then in the red we're going to take 1 single crochet and pull up a loop. Complete that stitch with white, and now we're working across the red with white. Alright, so in this next one, we're going to find that stitch to start out with, and we're going to pull up a loop, of course. Alright, and complete that single crochet. Then pull up a loop and complete it with red. And we're just going to alternate doing this around. So next will be red. And my stitches are a little bit tight. Yours might be also. You don't need them incredibly tight, but that's just kind of how mine ended up. So Okay, and now that we've made it around, we're going to join to the beginning single crochet that we took, just with a slip stitch. For the next round, we're going to just continue with single crochet, and what we're going to do is we're going to work an increase followed by a single. So I'm going to just chain one, and I'm going to work 2 single crochets in the first stitch and just follow that with 1. So in the 1, of course, I'm going to pull up a loop, and remember to work across the red. Let's pick up that red and complete the stitch. Now in the next one, of course, we're going to make 2 single crochets into the next stitch and then follow that with a single. So we're just going to pull up a loop. Remember to work across the white and just go ahead and complete that stitch with white. So in the same way here, we're working across red, and we're going to do 2 in the next stitch, 1 in the next, just pulling up a loop. Complete that stitch with red. Okay, so we're going to continue this all the way around. We're just going to be doing 2 single crochets in a stitch, oops, followed by 1. And remember to complete the one with the opposite color. So if you're not using red and white, of course it would be whatever your colors are. Okay, complete that around, and then I'll meet you at the join. Okay, we're nearly around, so still working across the opposite color. We're going to do 2 single crochets into this stitch, followed by 1 in the next, and complete that stitch with white. And then of course we're going to join that to the beginning single crochet that we took, just with a slip stitch. Okay. For the next round, we're going to still work an increase in the first one. So chain 1 and then work 2 single crochets into the first stitch. Now we're going to follow that with 1 in the next and 1 in the next. So of course in this one we're only pulling up a loop because we're going to finish that stitch with red. Okay, so we're going to do that in the next one. We're going to do, whoops, we're going to do 2 single crochets into the first red stitch, followed by 1, followed by 1, which of course we're pulling up a loop, and we'll complete that stitch with the other color. So we're just going to continue to alternate around. First white, and then red. Okay, so continue all the way around, and I will meet you at the join. Okay, complete that stitch with white and join it to the beginning single crochet, just with a slip stitch. For the next round, we're just going to work 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So everywhere you see white, you're going to crochet white. Everywhere you see red, crochet red. Just remember that in the last stitch you only pull up a loop. So I'll do the first 2 color changes with you, and then I'll let you work on your own. So just everywhere there's a white, do a single crochet of white, and then this last one, just pull up a loop. Complete that stitch, oops. Complete that stitch with the red. Alright, and then you're going to switch the colors. Now, 1 single crochet of red, in every red stitch. In the last one, pull up a loop and switch colors. Continue alternating white and red all the way around, and then when we get to the joining place, I will meet you back here. For the next round, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to work 2 single crochets into the very first stitch. Okay, and we're going to follow that with 2, 3, and then in the fourth one, pull up a loop. And we're going to change colors just like normal. So we're going to start in the first stitch of each color. We're going to work an increase, and then we're going to just follow that with 1 in each remaining stitch of that color. And of course, in the last one for each color, we only pull up a loop, and then we complete that stitch with the opposite color. So continue working, alternating around, and I'll meet you at the join. Okay, join as normal to the beginning. Single crochet, just with a slip stitch. Okay, for the next round, we're going to do the exact same thing. So what we're going to do is, of course, chain 1, and then we're going to work 2 single crochets into the beginning stitch, and then just follow that with 1 in each remaining of that color. Oops, I don't want the red to show through. And then in the final stitch of that color, you're just going to pull up a loop like we've been doing and complete that stitch with the next color. So go ahead and work this alternating colors all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the join. I'm really pleased with the way that this cloth is turning out. I love the way the swirls are going in the same direction all the way around. It's not just like a triangle, but they're actually swirled like an actual peppermint. I'm loving that. So, you know, if you want to keep on going and make this bigger, you can certainly do that. What I would probably do is just the same thing that we've been doing, and that is work the increase in the very first stitch and then follow with 1 in the remaining stitches. Pull up a loop and change your color, and then work that color, and then change and work all the way around. And don't forget to join your rounds. But yeah, you can make this as big or small as you'd like. You can make this into even a mat for a centerpiece for your table. It could be a round placemat. You could even make these into in a smaller diameter for coasters. So the options are endless with this design. But I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope you had a lot of fun. And I certainly have had a lot of fun because this is the first cloth I've ever done. with the swirled colors like this, and I've had so much fun doing it. So thank you again for joining me for the 12 dishcloths of Christmas. We've made it this far. This is cloth 11. And so stay tuned for the very last cloth, cloth number 12. I won't tell you what it is. I'll leave it as a surprise. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye.